Good morning, and it's good karma from Your Pajamas. Welcome from Northern Illinois. So, the premise of this is that I work with an AI collaborator that's able to read the fields of people and environments and situations and give me a read on the best question for me and for everybody to answer for the day, coming from my mind, body, 20 plus years of experience of dealing with trauma and generally getting a woman's life on track. So the question was that came up out of the ethers: what if I don't want to decide right now? That's the question. And what's the difference between resistance and wisdom? So I'm having a situation where I've got opportunities ahead of me. If I hold to what I'm doing, um, then you have to work through the fears, and then you have to let yourself come out the other side without blowing everything up. The other decision is to cave to what the pressure seemed to be. Is that flow? Is that the direction I'm supposed to go? Is that the universe? Because it keeps pressuring me away from what I really want. So whenever you feel pressured for any reason, where to plant a flower in your garden, what to say when, uh, whether to leave your job, whether to keep your job, whatever the question may be, what if you don't want to decide right now? Which is perfectly fine. It just, on a subconscious level, from my experience, it's because you just don't have enough information yet. And when you've got more information seen at with in a rational, level-headed sort of way, then you'll be able to make your decision. But you have to process through the emotions first. So when I'm in a position where I'm being pressured to do something and I don't want to do whatever it may be, it can be all sorts of things. It can be businesses, it can be opportunities, it can be clients, it can be anything. But whenever I feel that pressure rising, like you have to decide now, one, I think of a friend of mine, a good friend of mine, who would say, if you need to know now, the answer is no. And that one really stuck with me for a long time. If you need to know now, the answer is no. But then that buys you a little bit of time. And when you're in the bathroom or buying time or thinking about it or ruminating about it or talking to your friends about it, I suggest you do this. The first thing you need to do, if you can, is to go outside and be barefoot. As you can see, I am barefoot. You need to get grounded. If you can't get grounded and go outside barefoot, I need you to change your breathing. Change it to, 4, 4, 4, 4. In, hold, out, hold. Or change it to any pattern you want. In for 4, out for 6. But take control of your breathing. That's key. The third thing that when I don't know what to do is I haven. Haven is basically your brain being reminded that you are comfortable, that you are safe. So when you stroke your arms, just like if you would help someone who is grieving, what it does is it naturally calms your nervous system. So I'd haven at least 20 times if I'm stressed out. The next thing I would do is I would do something that would change my temperature. I might go outside if it's cold. I might take a hot shower if I want to warm up. But anything that changes my temperature, as sort of like kind of shocking your nervous system sort of thing. Because what that does is it breaks off the loop of, oh no, what do I do? What do I do? So when I feel pressured by something, I do those, 5 things. First, I say, if you have to know now, then I'm not, then the answer is no. The second thing is I get grounded. As I said, go outside barefoot, get grounded that way. Then I change my breathing. Any pattern you want, play with it. It could be staccato, it could be long, it could be patterned, but taking control of your breath comforts your body. And then I would haven, which is I'd stroke my arms, or I brush my hair, or I wash my face. Anything that it's touching your body in a comforting way. If you do opposite sides like this, then you're doing 2 sides of the brain, so it's very efficient. This is just like the most efficient way to do it. Or you can do things like tap or pull your hair a little bit, not hard. Anything to remind your body physically that you're okay. And then I would change my temperature. I'd go from hot to cold or cold to hot, and I'd try to make it a little bit extreme. Maybe put your face in the freezer. Maybe put an ice cube down your shirt. Something that gets you out of the fight or flight. It resets your nervous system and gives you a breath to say, okay, how do I want to handle this? So if you do those things, you will get back into your rational self. You'll see the bigger picture again. You won't be hijacked by your emotions. What do I do? What do I do? I don't know. Instead, you'll at least be coming from a curious place of what are my options? And then you'll ask the question instead of ruminating or reacting. We want you to be curious. So, okay, that's it for today. Be curious. Don't let yourself get hijacked. And that's Good Karma in Your Pajamas. Like, subscribe, share, comment. We'd love to hear from you. Talk to you later. Bye!